Oh, there you are, YouTube. Do. Subscribe if you're interested, but also no pressure. Hey, we're going to do another random ranking, a viewer's choice random ranking. And this one comes from the person who came up with this idea, where I pull films based off of your recommendations in the comments of a previous video that I did. And so yeah, that's Angel. Angel, thank you so much for coming up with this idea. It's been fun, and I've gone through all of those suggestions, and now you are the only one left. So the three films that you chose all are in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. So this is kind of interesting because I sort of already know how I'm going to rank these. I don't think it's going to be very difficult for me, and if you follow the channel, you at least know where one of them will go, or if you just look at my apparel here, you may know where one of them will go. So is that the one we should start off with? Let's do it. Right here. We have Hook. So, I guess I'm just going to give this away. This is my favorite movie of all time. It's a Steven Spielberg movie. It was originally meant to be a musical, which I didn't learn until much later. But here's an interesting thing. I have this, I don't have it here, but I have this book. It was called the Movie VHS DVD Video Guide Book or something like that. And basically, you're supposed to bring this book with you to the video rental store. And then if there was a title that you're interested in, you looked it up in this book, and then it would give you like a little review of it. And I remember reading, I would always look up movies and stuff, and then I remember looking up Hook, and it had a poor review. And I was like, huh, that's weird. How could somebody not like this? Didn't understand it. And then eventually when the internet came around, I remember looking up what Roger Ebert, big film critic, he's from my hometown, I remember looking up what he thought of the film, and he only gave it like 2.5 stars, and in his eyes, that's a thumbs down. And I'm like, how? And I read his review multiple times, and the things that he was criticizing, I'm like, no, that's you don't get it. And I'm like, how does this guy not get it? He's like who I like look towards when it comes to like film criticism. Why doesn't he understand this? I don't know. It was so confusing, and it's still so confusing even when I'm, you know, a much older adult. When I'm reading reviews, I don't get it. Even Steven Spielberg is disappointed in this movie, and I hope he knows that my generation sees no flaws in this film. I think the only flaws I've ever heard really aren't with the filmmaking. It's just with the trope of a workaholic dad not having enough time for his kids, that sort of thing. You know, that Winnie the Pooh movie, that live-action Winnie the Pooh movie, you know, did the same thing. So it is a common trope, but I've never seen anybody get upset because it's a common trope. I've seen people get upset because maybe they themselves are workaholics and they feel like they're being called out or something like that. I don't know. But, yeah, I love this movie. I love the art direction so much. I really love John Williams' score. I love Robin Williams. He was my favorite actor of all time when this movie came out. You know, I sport interestingly, I will sometimes sport a handlebar mustache. That's why this is always so long, because I like to curl it in a handlebar mustache, which I haven't done in a while. But the funny thing is, that really doesn't come from Captain Hook. That comes from Daniel Day-Lewis in Gangs of New York. I think that's more where I got that inspiration. I remember being a sophomore in college, and I was in my buddy Dirk's, my name's Derek, his name was Dirk, Dirk's dorm room, and he was watching it. He's like, oh, I love this movie, and I was like looking at Daniel Day-Lewis, and I was like, oh man, that guy looks awesome. And then he, you know, told me about Bill the Butcher and everything, and then I eventually watched the movie myself, and I was like, I gotta get one of those. So yeah, I've had handlebar mustaches for a long time. I mean, I don't know when my first one was, probably 2004 or something like that. But it didn't start with this guy, oddly enough. My favorite character, though, is actually Thud. Um, you know what? I'll show that later. On a different day. Thud is right here. Thud was always my favorite. Rufio obviously is awesome. Rufio. Oh, that is so dangerous. You know, you hear the stories, the behind the scenes stories of Julia Roberts as Tinkerbell, and that it wasn't, you know, very pleasant, I guess, working with her at that time. She was going through a lot. I think a breakup maybe. Was it with Kiefer Sutherland? I can't remember. But, you know, that's just life, I guess. But maybe that's considered unprofessional when it digs into your work a little bit. But you know what? I don't think it affects her work, because I think she is wonderful in this. Maggie Smith. She's great. The kids. They're great. Toodles. I mean, also there are fun cameos in this. Like, you have to read about some of them to even know they're there, but like Carrie Fisher and George Lucas are in it. You can't really tell it's them at all, but they're supposedly in it. They're like a kissing couple that floats. And then you got old Crosby, David Crosby, and who else? I think, actually, I can't remember. You know, old Margaritaville, I think, is supposedly in this. Isn't that right? Am I right about that? Is Jimmy Buffett in this? I feel like I've heard that before, that Jimmy Buffett is also in this. But I don't think I've ever spotted Jimmy Buffett. So if you know where Jimmy Buffett is, let me know. See, I think I even looked it up online to be like, where is he? And I don't think I even found pictures of him. So maybe that's just a not real thing. But Glenn Close obviously is the big one. Boo! The boo box. No, no, ah! And that one I didn't even know as a kid. I just thought that was a male pirate the whole time. And then I remember reading, I think it was in that book actually, that I was telling you about earlier, that it said she was in it. And then eventually picked up on it that, oh, that is Glenn Close. But yes, wonderful film. Drew Struzan did the poster here. And yeah, I collect a lot of Hook stuff. This is my original Hook VHS that I grew up watching. This is it right here. I believe it still works. Kind of scared to try it, but you know, people would always say like I wore the VHS out. I never did that with any of mine, and I was always watching movies, so I don't know what that means. I must have had a really good VCR, because I never wore out a single tape. And I'm not joking when I say I watched movies all the time. That's all I did, was because we didn't have cable. I would come home to my mom's house every night and then watch movies. On the weekends, watch movies. And, you know, the only time I was not was Saturday mornings when I was watching cartoons. That was it. But for some reason, I never wore out a single tape. So I can never relate to that when people say that. But Hook, favorite movie of all time. So that is going to be number 1. Next, should I just do these in order? I think so. This one is in my top 5, and that is Homeward Bound. Oh my gosh. Difficult film to watch, you know. I mean, it's very emotional. Very emotional. And this is my original VHS here. 2 thumbs up say Siskel and Ebert. Walt Disney Pictures. So, I remember when I was a little kid in probably kindergarten or first grade, my teacher, she took us to the library, and then the library wheeled out this old projector, and then we watched An Incredible Journey, Disney's An Incredible Journey, on film. I'm that old. I was like the very last person to do it that way before, you know, everything switched over. But there was a time I watched An Incredible Journey on film in school. I can't believe I'm that old that was happening. But I think that only happened like once or twice. And again, I was in kindergarten, so this would have been like 89, 90, or 91. Kindergarten or first grade. But Homeward Bound is sort of the remake of An Incredible Journey. So, is it An Incredible Journey or The Incredible Journey? Now I'm wondering. I always thought it was An, but look at this. Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey. Also, take a look at this. We have the main cast here, and we also have the main cast there. Interesting. Michael J. Fox does the voice of Chance, and then Chance is right there. And then Sally Field, Sassy. Who does Shadow's voice? The person who does Shadow's voice does not do Shadow's voice in the sequel, and that's one of the reasons I was never really into the sequel. Plus, it was in the city. It wasn't in like San Francisco or something. I saw it in theaters, but I don't even know if I ever saw it again beyond theaters. I saw this in theaters also. And I remember the day. I remember things from outside of seeing the movie. Like a lot of times it's like, oh yeah, I saw that in theaters, but I don't remember what else happened around that day other than seeing the film, being there for it. But I remember other things that were going on the day that I saw this in the theater. But yeah, the voice of Shadow only voices him here, and he is superior than the person who took over. He does an amazing job. Shadow, of course, is where most of the emotional elements come from that become very difficult to watch. Yeah, it's tough, but you're crying those happy tears at the end. I haven't shown this to my kids yet. I believe, though, my in-laws started it for them, which I was kind of upset about because it's like, hey, let me show them the movies, okay? But yeah, An Incredible Journey, an incredible movie, Homeward Bound. So this one is in my top 10, but it's number 6. It's my 6th favorite movie of all time, but I sometimes think I should pop it into the 5th slot, and drop down another movie, and I don't know. I think I can do it, though. I can see it happening because I think this all the time. And interestingly, I've never owned this movie on VHS. I did not have it on VHS. This was a rental, or we would catch it on TV. My dad and I have a strong connection to this movie. This is another one of those movies that he taught me comedy through it. I feel like there's a a nice handful of movies that my dad showed me as I was growing up, and gave me an understanding of what humor was, what comedy was, and this is one of them, and that is Ghostbusters. But yeah, I've never owned this on VHS. That's why you're not getting the VHS today. You're just getting this DVD. Why I didn't own the VHS, I don't know. Maybe because my neighbors did. Maybe, so it was like I could just go over there and watch it. Maybe. Did not see this in the theater because I was like only 1 year old. Or two, one or two, probably 1 or 2. I did see the sequel. I did see Ghostbusters 2 in the theater. My neighbors took me to see that. And that was amazing. I feel like sometimes I can like feel the essence of that time. Like I can, it's almost like I can smell it. Or there's like an aura about when Ghostbusters 2 came out and when I was going to the theater with my neighbors. Like there's a sense that I can't describe. It's not hearing, it's not smelling, but I feel like that's the closest I can come to not seeing, although I can visualize aspects of it. It's not touch, but there's like another sense out there that I have when I think of going to see Ghostbusters 2 in the theater with my neighbors. But Ghostbusters is great. Like I said, strong connection to this movie with my dad. My dad, we would always do the Twinkie scene together. He and I would recite those lines. There was just so much. I think my dad I wonder if my dad liked Egon the most, because I feel like anything that he would repeat usually came from Egon. Egon was actually not one of my favorites. I think he would probably be my 3rd favorite. Sorry, Ray. But yeah, I always liked Winston and Venkman, sort of, equally the same, my favorites. And then Egon, and then probably Ray. Although, I don't know. I wonder if now I would like Ray more than Egon. I just love the way Dan Aykroyd speaks when he's speaking really fast, with the big words, kind of like he does with the Coneheads. I don't know if I like that. I like that humor. But yeah, this movie here, is this a perfect film? Is this a perfect film right here? Slimer, right? Stay Puffed. Yeah, I have so much Ghostbusters stuff too. Like, it is very surprising that I never had this on VHS because I loved it as a child. But again, my neighbors had it. My neighbors well, I had the action figures, but my neighbor, he had like the equipment that you could put on, and then we were running around blasting ghosts and everything. So I played with it that way, but those weren't my toys. My toys were the action figures. I have the action figures. I think he had some action figures too, but I remember Ecto Cooler, drinking that. I feel like there was like this like slime in a tube that was maybe gum, like a liquid tube gum that you would squeeze in your mouth and chew it. That was Ghostbusters or something like that. I feel like I remember that also. But yeah, the marketing was amazing. I just wish we could like recapture this magic. We're always trying with these sequels and reboots and everything, remakes, whatever they are. We haven't quite done it, and I don't know if it's ever going to be possible again. I don't think so, because the direction they're going is so different. I do like the films, minus that one of them, but I don't know if we can ever get back to this, unfortunately. But I want them to keep trying. I want them to keep making them, because I still enjoy seeing them in the theaters. They just need to be a little bit more dynamic, I think, especially that most recent one, Frozen Empire. Like, with everything just took place in one little, in the firehouse, one little room in the firehouse at the end, and you gotta utilize the city, the whole city, and actually utilize it. Don't do the green screens, all that fake digital stuff. It just doesn't look real. It doesn't look real. We all know it. If you have to put Bill Murray in the middle of a New York street, just spend the money and do it so it looks real and legit. Because what they did in the last movie, it was just, I liked it, but it was also not all that it could have been, right? Especially when, we've seen stuff like that happen before with more practical effects, and it all looks so good. But now it's all, I don't know. I just got little issues, but still, I want them to keep making more. So, how's the ranking go? Well, I think I've told you. I think you know. And it's this right here. It goes Hook, then Homeward Bound, and then Ghostbusters. Right here. But my question to you is, have you seen these movies? I hope you've seen them. And if not, no, sorry. And if you've seen these movies, let me know what you think of them. And if you've seen all three of them, I'm curious to know how you would rank them. I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below. Again, Angel, thank you for coming up with this concept for me. This has been a lot of fun. And everybody who's participated in it, it's been a lot of fun as well. Means a lot that everybody is in the comment section. I know I have been away from the comments this week. It's just been busy, but I don't know, maybe I'll dive in to the comments section tomorrow, or maybe even tonight. We'll see what happens after I get this edited and posted. But yeah, I'd like to return to them quickly so I can start discussing these movies that we've been ranking with you, because this has been a lot of fun. Again, thank you so much for the participation. Angel, thank you so much for coming up with this concept. And again, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and perhaps we'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.